Remember I said when you turn a religious leaf, who starts noticing you're changing? Your family. Let's talk about that a little bit. So your family starts noticing that you're not taking that thing off your head. Your family also starts noticing that it's getting a little fuzzy out here. And your friends have the fuzzy stuff too. Your friends changed. You don't hang out with those other boys anymore. So your mom gets a little concerned. She says, I want you to be Muslim, but not Muslim. This is not why you came to America. Right? They get concerned. The mother says to the daughter, the father says to the daughter, who's going to marry you looking like that? We don't do this like that in our family. Why don't you act like the rest of the family? What's the matter? You're embarrassing us. We can't take you to the wedding looking like that. We can't take you here. You face this? You know people that face this. In other words, what's happened is the people that are trying to hold on to any strand of the religion have become the outcasts of the ummah in their own homes. They have become the outcasts, and you're the weirdos. This is the weirdo convention right here. We are the outcasts of our own families. We are the objects of ridicule. You go to the Eid gathering for most of you. Oh, Maulana is here. Issue me the fatwa, huh? So is this haram too? Is that haram? Remember last year when you used to be partying with us? What happened now? Religious now? Okay, we get it. We understand. You become the object of ridicule. And through you, Islam. And when you hear Islam being made fun of, or halal and haram being toyed around with at the end of a coffee table, what happens to you? Young Muslim? Grrr. And when that happens to you, what do? Astaghfirullah, this is a bid'ah, your aqidah is messed up, you're following your culture, not the religion, slam the door, walk out. And then your parents come back to you and say, oh, so this is what the religion teaches you, right? Talk to your parents like that? They got you good. They got you on lock. Understand this. When you become serious about the religion, be mentally prepared. Some of you are blessed with, very good families, alhamdulillah, but many of you have this trial. Or you know people who have this trial. One of the worst things in our deen, is so much as talking back to our parents. Right? Now know this as a reality. I see a lot of young faces here, so I say this. Know this. Your father, for the sons here, your father knows exactly what to say to get under your skin and make it burn. He knows exactly what to say. And he knows that it burns too. And he says it anyway. You know why? Not because he hates you, because he wants to see what you're going to do next. He wants to test your patience. And if you do snap, if you do flip out, he's going to say, aha, this is what the religion teaches you. This is what that imam's been telling you. This is what that ilm samit. That's what's going to happen. You come back with a B in your calculus class. Guess what's going to be blamed? Your religion. Your religion. You lose your job. Guess what's going to be blamed? Your religion. By who? Not the non-Muslims. Your family. This is because of that face of yours. This is because you're always going to the masjid. That's why they probably fired you. This is why you failed. In other words, all of your successes will be overlooked, and all of your failures will be attributed to psychological war inside your home. It's a psychological battle inside your home. And if you want all of the good that you're trying to do, you're trying to attend classes, go to conferences, sit in the company of shuyukh, listen to hours and hours of lectures, stay away from music, stay away from movies, stay away from bad companies, keep your eyes low. Oh my God, there's so much to do. You want to wash all of that, multiply that by 0, talk back to your parents for a second. And we do. We do. We can't take it. It gets under our skin. It boils over. And we say, oh, how dare you? And then we just, that one time you snap, done. There's a reason that Allah Azza wa Jal puts, the gratefulness to them at such a high regard. And if your blood boils, if they do something wrong, I would think Ibrahim alayhi salam's blood would boil a lot more because his dad makes idols. Talk about a bad aqidah. Right? He makes them. How does he talk to him? Respect, love. Ya abati, my beloved father. He's kicking him out of the house. He says, I'll make dua for you. I'll ask my master to forgive you. As he's getting kicked out of the house. Not fine. I'm on the sunnah. No. It's not the discourse. It's a different discourse. We have to learn. We have to learn to grow a thick skin. I'll tell you a personal story. You'll enjoy this story. My dad experimented with me. And my mom taught me. She realized what he's doing. And she said, listen, you need to understand to learn how to play the game. And then I was like, oh, I've been a dummy for so long. I didn't know. You know what my dad did? My dad loves to do this. He comes to me and says, I was listening to the Shia speaker. He's so good. And he makes a lot of good points. And he just goes on and on talking about the Shia guy and, how they have really good arguments and stuff. And I'm cringing and my face is turning colors. And then my mom told me how to play the game. So the next time he came up to me and said that, I said, yeah, I heard him. He's awesome. I mean, his arguments were unbelievable. My dad says, don't listen to him. So I ended that conversation right there. But the idea is, know that your parents will psychologically test you. You think they don't understand? Man, they were changing your diapers. They understand you. They know what you're all about. They've sized you up. They have. Don't underestimate them. They don't get it. They don't understand my concerns about Islam. They do, please. They do. Relax. Learn to first develop the family relations. If you are studying the deen and you're destroying family relations at the same time, your priorities are somewhere they shouldn't be. You need to fix family ties. This is a fundamental of our religion. It's a fundamental premise of our deen. And now let me tell you the last thing I want to share with you about my rant, about how there's this dichotomy. You don't have to raise your hands. I'm going to stereotype all of you anyway. I've already stereotyped you as the weirdos in your families. Why would Allah put you in that family anyway? Why wouldn't He put you in Abu Hanifa's family or Imam Shafi'i's lineage where all your uncles are hufad of Quran and muhaddithun? Why do you have a sister that's so nasty? Why do you have a brother that's, oh my God, I don't believe this guy? Why do you have cousins that are just completely on a different planet? If they were not family, you would have never met them. You would never even want to look at them. They're so different from you. And that's, to me, this is my deviant understanding, is exactly the point. Allah Azza wa Jal made us family with people so we could become Islam's ambassadors to them because nobody else was going to reach to them. Who was going to reach to them? We were. When I'm giving a speech to you guys, you're actually here to listen to me. Let me try giving the speech to my cousin. Let me try giving it to my uncle. Let me try giving it to my mother. How's it going to go? Acha boy. That's in Urdu. Or be quiet. Right? Get out of here. It's just you. Sheikh Yasir, his parents came, and I was really honored. He came and he told me that you came to see me. I was like, he didn't come to see you. He goes, it's just me. Right? Family is family. It's just family. So you will get overlooked. You may have a lot of respect. You're running the halaqah. You're the MSA president. You're the khatib. You're this, you're that. You're the qabila, the amir of the qabila. You're the guy that went to Ilm Summit from the community, but you're nothing in the family. You're nothing. Get used to that. Make da'i as a nothing. Make da'wah as a nothing, rather. Learn to take the hits. Learn to take the insults and live with them. Pull people out slowly. Change their behavior towards you. Be the best to your family, and that is the da'wah of Islam. They don't need your speech. They don't need the notes from this class. They don't need the notes from the entire summit. They don't. Your family doesn't care for them. They don't. You know what they need? They need you to go home without asking. You vacuum the house for your parents. You do the groceries. You buy around some flowers. You do stuff without even asking. Your dad always wants you to get better grades. You focus on that one class to show your daddy you got those better grades. Not for the grades, but for your father, because making your father happy will serve your deen in the end. Think long term. Think long term. Start thinking about the relationship with your family. I've noticed too often, young Muslims that are serious about religious learning are overlooking family obligations. They're overlooking family obligations. And this is the bigger problem. And the second tier problem is that they're becoming self-righteous without realizing it. What does that mean? They see other Muslims that are in the rut. They see other Muslims that are in the haram. And they assume somehow that they are what? They're better, or at least they're not doing that. Astaghfirullah, I wouldn't associate with those people. Where were you 2 years ago? Were you not there? Who pulled you out, right? Who pulled you out? Allah Azza wa Jal mentions this in the Quran. The ayat of the journey of this ummah. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ حَقَّ تُقَاتِهِ وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Taqwa was the first thing. You developed taqwa inside you that brought you to this concern about not dying unless you are what? Unless you're a Muslim. And then what held you on to this taqwa was the next step. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. But then when you hold on to this rope, which is the book of Allah, what is the next instruction? وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Don't divide among yourself. What did we make as an easy observation about religious youth? What happens when they get religious immediately? Division is the first thing that's associated with them. لَا تَفَرَّقُوا. وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ. You know what should be the public discourse? Here's the ayah. Make mention of the favor of Allah upon you. Be positive. Make mention of the favor of Allah upon you. إِذْ كُنْتُمْ أَعْدَاءً فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا وَكُنْتُمْ عَلَى شَفَا حُفْرَةٍ مِّنَ النَّارِ. You all were at the very edge of hell. That's where you were. فَأَنْقَذَكُمْ مِنْهَا. Then He rescued you from it. Allah rescued you. So Allah is the one who rescued you. So instead of looking down upon the next, find a way to rescue them.